Hello everyone, I'm Marcus the Mandalorian. I am going to show you how to be a turret operator in the Mole. When you first get into the turret, you will need to turn it on. This one I've already turned on. You're going to need to go up to the top, hold F, and hit power on. If your interface is bugged out and you're seeing flight deck information, as if you were actually flying the ship, you'll need to hit tab to go over to the scanning suite and tab to go back. We're going to go through the interface. We're seeing this massive rock is 6337 metric tons. We're seeing the Agricium at 9.53%, Laranite 17.81, and Corundum at 6.78%. Cargo capacity, this is a fresh mole. It is empty. We have our fracturing sensor and our overcharge sensor. Over on the left, we have our energy transfer graph. This will tell you the type of energy that this rock is having come into it and go out of it. So this will fluctuate as our lasers are on. I'm going to turn on the laser and ask my assistant in their turret to turn on their laser as well. As we are putting these helix mining heads to use, they are debuffing the rock. We can see the instability of the rock is defaulted at 5.56. This is a really unstable rock. 6 is your maximum. The resistance is 0.65, and the effect of having these two mining lasers on at one time are showing what the debuffed instability of the rock is and the debuffed resistance is. If I get my turret operator to just shut off their laser for a second, we'll see that this green area just shrunk a little bit, and if I turn mine off, it will do the same. If I get you to turn your laser back on, thank you. And these default statuses of the laser are turned on with a single click. Do not click hold. The default turn on value is 0.1%. All operators will turn their lasers on if we're working on a big rock for the 0.1. One of the turret operators, it can be anyone, will say they are taking throttle. The others will remain at 0.1. When I scroll up the mouse wheel, we are adding energy to the rock. This is a really big rock, so it's going to take a minute or two to start going up. We've reached a perfect example of where a little bit of extra energy from my turret operator will help, so I'll ask them to throttle up or take the throttle. I'm going to be ready to throttle down. If there's an emergency where we need to throttle down quickly because we're getting close to overcharge, I'm going to do so as well. Just because I've handed them the throttle does not mean that I will stay at 100%. So we're just about in the green area. This is our fracturing point. This is when everyone should really get down on the throttle. You want to keep that in the green area. It's okay if it goes into the neutral area. What our concern is that we keep this at the lower end so that if there is a lag spike, we have enough time to adjust at the other end of the lag spike. So we just took a very, very unstable rock, broke it down very easily. We're going to take this demo to the extraction point. So all these rocks right now are still needing to be fractured. You can tell it because there is the the orange highlight around it. The laser is orange. The extraction beam is purple. You need to correlate this accordingly. It's orange, I'm fracturing. This rock is also still a little bit unstable. I'll get my operator to turn on their laser as well. The green area is bigger. We're going to throttle up. The energy transfer graph at the top will also show you lag spikes. So if you see a long flat line, or if you see that rock energy level not move, you may be in a lag spike. Throttle down. even if you aren't 100% sure, just throttle down. I'd rather take more time on a rock than having it be lost to either the fracture going into an overcharge or it hitting the ship. We're seeing the fracture sensor go up on the right because we're in the green. We never want to be up by the overcharge. Now that the rock is broken down enough, you see it highlighted in purple. Again, our extraction beam is purple. We're correlating it with that. We're going to hover over these targets. We are looking for whatever percentage that your boss on the ship is asking for. So I ask on my crew, for example, that they find rocks that have 20% or higher ratios. So when you look at the mass here now, it's not saying a percentage, or maybe it's a little bit cut off on the end there. This is the ratio of the components of the rock. So there's 100% laranite in this rock. 190 metric tons, 100% of it is laranite. And this is 100% extractable right now. We're not breaking it down any further. If you put a laser on this and up the throttle, you will destroy the rock pretty quick. Its instability is 6, so it will blow up very quickly. We're going to right click, get on the extraction beam, left click, single left click. If you click hold and there's something else extractable behind it, it will start to extract whatever's behind it. And if this had been inert behind it, you wouldn't be happy with yourself. That is how you mine. The other things that you can do that are helpful while flying and looking for more rocks is tab over to the scanning suite. And while you're flying around, the flight deck is fairly blind to what is happening at the 9 and 3 o'clock. You're going to right click, hold, and pulse, and you're going to take a look around and see that 6595 out at 11 o'clock, there's a target. And if you think that's something I can't see, if it's out of my range of vision, let me know. And definitely be on Discord. You need that communication when talking about rocks. The other major thing here when talking about rocks with your operators is that you need to talk out the mass that you're working on due to desync, because where someone shoots their laser may not be where they're shooting their laser. You may see it across the screen going straight out. So for example, if I was going to work on a particular rock here, I would be talking to my other operator and I would say I'm working on the 947 Corundum and I'm taking throttle on it, and I would expect them to throw their laser on at 0.1 to debuff it for me. And that is how we mine, everyone. That concludes our demo on how to mine, and I'll see you in the verse.